he was unfaithful.
So you were married to your husband, but you were having children with other men.
I was, and he raised them as his own and knew them to be his own until the divorce. He ended up unhoused, and the first man that I had the affair with is now my boyfriend, the father of my first child, my son, and he was my husband's assistant manager. So he started bringing this guy around, and I made the first move. Of course. I feel like I just sensed his kindness. I mean, still to this day, this man that I'm with is the kindest, most patient man I've ever met. But one day he came over my house without my ex-husband there, and you know what happened next. And we only saw each other once a week to do this because of how my schedule, my ex-husband's schedule, and his schedule. But the second affair, who the man is the father of my daughter, he actually worked with me this time. He was my maintenance guy at my leasing job. Again, just another kind man who was nice to me. And then with my daughter, she's Hispanic, so she came out a little more tan than the both of us. And just as she grew up, just kept that tan skin. And still, she looks so much like me. He was just like, yep, she looks like my wife. And here we are, with 3 baby daddies and 2 kids. So yeah, it's been wild.
3 baby daddies while married. How? Dan Chambers says, don't marry American women with 6,400 likes. She has no remorse in her tone, in her voice. She's just gleeful about the whole thing. The level of hatred you have to have for your husband to the point where this kind of embarrassment, you take it out to the public. I don't even know what a man can do to deserve this kind of wickedness. You humiliated him privately and you then even took it publicly. I even say you hate your children, to be honest, because whoever knows her now will know her children then, and her children will have to answer for this. They were in man. Primitive God Stuff says women like this need to be arrested and restitution paid back with 2,000 likes. The unfortunate man only got to know only after their divorce. I don't even know what triggered the whole divorce matter. Imagine divorcing this woman, then she now out of spite told you none of your children are yours. Eesh. The level of man, she destroyed this man's life. Ricky W says this is why men should be able to sue her and the affair partners for both financial and emotional abuse. Guaranteed the smile would be wiped off her face then, but we all know the husband was destroyed in the divorce. Her justification is they were nice to me. Before, if guys want you, what would they do? Would they be insulting you? They'll be nice to you, of course. The painful part is she mentioned that the first guy, she was the one who made the first move. In other words, whoever her husband is, she doesn't even regard this man. She doesn't like this man. His co-worker or whatever his position was, he came to your house and you are the one advancing yourself to him. This is why you should never marry a woman who was very promiscuous in the past. There's no guarantee that in the future she won't be promiscuous because she moves with the feels, and if she vibes with you, she's ready to enter into bed with you. So don't go and marry somebody like that. When people say body count, it's important. It's not something that people don't believe that people can change. People can change, but it is hard for people to change. Prometheus Firebringer says, the kindest man you've ever met probably doesn't sleep with his friends' wives. 4,500 likes. If you have a history of a land that you know has a sinkhole is ground that drags everything into it because there's a gap in between. This land has a sinkhole. Everybody that's built on it, it sank the house. You don't go and buy that land in hopes to build a building on it where you would live. It's stupid because everybody that's built on it, it sank. Is there a possibility that the sinkhole has been filled? Maybe it is possible, but don't go and hedge your bet on it. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. Just leave that person be. It's not your duty to save people. That's God's duty, not your own. You can't save anybody. You can maybe evangelize to somebody and make them to recognize their sin and repent. But you don't use your life or your marriage as a sacrificial lamb to save somebody's soul. It's stupid. Don't do it. Don't do it. Captain Rob 30 says, smart men don't get married. People, please come closer. Do you now recognize why some men say paternity fraud should be a crime? Because how would you do this kind of evil to somebody and there's no repercussion for it? There's legally nothing anybody can do to this woman after she has committed this fraud. Stripping a man of his own progeny for decades, or rather for a chance to have his own progeny for decades. Is this not evil? Only to tell him after the divorce. Andre 33 says, there should be a group of women that go around punishing women like her. with 186 likes. Whenever we don't punish evil, it thrives. Because the next generation of women will be like, this auntie did it. It worked out for her. I can do it. Let me just see this guy as a provider. Whenever I see another guy that I like, I hop in with him. And if I get pregnant, I put it on the provider. It's evil and it needs to be punished. One way you can punish it is to have mandatory paternity test after birth. I don't know why people hate this idea. It will really help a lot of people. If you're liking this video, please remember to like the video. Press the like button now. Help us out. I can't remember. There was this test I saw, or rather these statistics I saw. Is this 70% of the people who suspect their wives of infidelity, 70% of the people who suspected that their child is not theirs ended up being true. I don't know if it's in the UK or in the US. They did this study. Now imagine for people who did not suspect, like this woman's husband or former husband, and you come into this world thinking you have children, whereas you don't have children and you just die. I'm not saying if you don't have children, that's the end of the world. But no. But it's worse when you actually think you have children when you don't have children. Men don't have problem adopting children that are not theirs. Men don't have problem raising children that are not theirs, as long as they know that the child is not mine. They are fine. But the painful thing is when they don't know. It's painful when men don't know that the child that they've been raising is not their child. It's painful. I don't have that experience, but merely thinking about it, it's heart-wrenching. Now imagine it actually happens to me. I don't even know how I can see the woman beside me. I won't even see you as a human being again. I will just see you as a leech that wants to kill me. I can't even stay in the same house with you. That's just me. Doesn't mean I want to kill you, no. But I just can't be around you at all. See, women, especially women that, if you are watching this video and you actually have a child out of wedlock and you put it on your husband with the hopes that he will not know, and maybe in the days that he will find out, he will be okay. Every single second you keep this truth away from him, he will hate you from the depth of his soul. If you've gone 1 year ahead and it has happened, if you confess it now, there is still hope that your marriage can still stand and he will not hate you. There's still a chance that he will hate you and the marriage will end, but he will respect you. The worst thing you can do to a man is to make him raise a child that is not his and he doesn't know. Don't do this to any man, please. It's one of the most evil things you can do to a man. One of the most evil things. And to the people who are Christians or claim religious, that you know this is happening in your own circle, in your house, and you are keeping quiet, hoping it will just die out. God is watching you. God is watching you, and you are in sin. And if you die now, you are going to hell. No, there's no amount of good intention that you have in this particular situation. You are thinking, oh, I have sinned, I have done evil, but I'm pregnant now. The child is here, I can't do anything. As long as you have not told the man you are in sin, if you like, keep it for 20 years. You will be in sin for 20 years. And you will die in your sin if you don't say anything. If you think you don't have to, you have to. You are going to hell. As in, there's no weighing good deed and bad deed. It is clear that Christ is not your Lord if you have this kind of secret and you are holding it. And you pray with this man every day. You worship with him on Sunday every week. And you have this secret that can kill him. And you are not saying anything, thinking you have repented for your past sin. This information is a continuous sin. As far as you've not released it, it's a continuous sin. You are in sin, and if you die now, you are going to hell. This will not be contemplate. You are going to hell straight. So, confess your sin to your husband. And if you are a man that has a child outside the house, confess your sin to your wife. Wherever he goes, he goes. If your marriage ends, it ends. Your heart will be clear, and you will not be causing harm to your partner. This is very serious. Please, not to talk of the child hating you forever and ever, both of you self. Please. What do you people think about this? Do you think I'm overreacting or I am just too emotional in this particular situation? Leave your comments down below. I just want to see what you people think. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you guys and gals later. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to help this channel to get to 1,000 subscribers. Press that subscribe button now. Do it now. I will see you guys and gals later.